Welcome to our What's Working call tonight, you guys. Awesome turnout. Um, I do have a couple quick notifications before handing it over to the leader of the week. Just two things. One, if you're coming to Summit, if you want to get the Fearless coral hat with a diamond on it, it's $11 on Etsy, and you can order. The last day to order is July 1st. So basically, get them in this week. Also, the TLC shirts, I'm not sure when the last day to order those are, but if you want to get the TLC shirts or anything, I think they have like a sweatshirt. They have a couple things that you can choose from. You can get it on Etsy, or no, there's a specific website for it in TLC. And then lastly, we're going to talk a little bit about Morning Meltdown tonight. And before getting into all of the details about it, one thing I wanted to let you know is that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, Nicole Faulkner, who is on our team and who is in the test group for the program. So tomorrow, I think, is day 100 of the workout. So she will finish the whole program tomorrow morning, and she's going to go live in Fit Vibes Tribe and talk about the program and basically cover like the needs to know, right? Because there's like tons of information, but basically quick things that you can learn super fast and so that you feel more comfortable talking about it. And anybody that signs up with any Morning Meltdown bundle, so like just the accessory kit, just the digital unlock or the completion pack or challenge pack or anything like that, we are going to be creating we're calling it the MM100 business launch, I think. Something like that. So anybody who orders anything Morning Meltdown will also be added into that group. And we're going to be giving a tip every single day, a post and an Instagram story, totally Morning Meltdown related to help you launch this program and get people interested in it. So it's totally optional, but obviously if you're all here, you want to grow your businesses. So if you do get Morning Meltdown, whenever you get it, so if you get it July 1st or 10th or 29th, we'll throw you into that group so that you can get some tips and ideas on how to best promote the program to gain interest. So with all of that being said, Gretchen is the host for tonight's call. She is my twin sister, one-star diamond qualifying, and like one of the busiest people I know. Was it last week was her first week that she was her own boss? She's just doing Beachbody with her MS online business. But before that, she's had like between 3 and 4 jobs while coaching. So she's got lots of tricks up her sleeve that's working for her, and she's going to share them with us tonight. I'll unmute you, Gret, or you can unmute it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it. So I'm excited to be the host tonight because since I've had a little bit more time to coach now that I'm doing it full time, I've been playing around with some things. When I was working, 3 to 4 jobs, I just strictly did what I had to do. So I got you if you are that type of person. So now I'm playing around with some things, seeing what works, what doesn't. And I have 3 things actually within this past week and a half, I'd say, that is helping me. And I'm going to start off with the most basic that I'm ashamed I didn't know and didn't do before, but if you guys aren't doing it, then hopefully it'll be helpful for you. So the first thing is post what you're getting the most engagement on. And that sounds so obvious, but if you don't know how to do that, I'm just going to scroll into my Instagram. I'm not sure if you know, I don't know how to do it on Facebook. I mostly use Instagram, but if you go on Instagram and you click the 3 dashes in the upper right hand corner and click insights, then it will show you, you can go based on activity and content. For me, if you click on content and then see all, it will show you your best posts. And at least for me, it is consistently, like within all of them are basically me working out. So like either transformation photos or like sports bra and workout pants, something about workout, and my quotes. And I looked back at my posts and realized that I hardly posted any of those specific types. So I started doing more like flexing and just more in workout gear and another transformation photo, because that for me is what my clients like best. So that's how you can check if you didn't know how to look at your insights and see what they're liking, post what they're liking, because that's what's going to keep them coming back for more. About a year ago, I felt like nutrition was a big piece of what I was doing. but anytime I posted a photo of food, it got like 20 likes, whereas any other post would get like 80 at the time. So I just stopped posting food because my clients don't care what I'm eating. I instead just post that in my stories. So that was one thing that I think has been helpful for me. Another thing is to schedule, I call it social media time. And Dee talked about this before. And I think you said you did it maybe either before or after you post. What I've started doing is, in my daily task, I will spend 20 minutes of social media time where I'm just being the best follower I can be. I am responding to people I'm commenting on their posts. I'm commenting on their Instagram stories. In the comments, you should be doing hashtags. That's going to get your page boosted up a little bit more. So I'm trying to be the best follower, because I don't know if you guys are aware, but like 2 weeks ago, I think, the Instagram algorithm changed yet again. And it's even more important now that you're being a good follower. The only way your posts are going to show up, even to people who are currently following you, is if you are active on other people's accounts. So I'm, for 20 minutes, just going hard at commenting via stories and posts as best I can. And then lastly, the thing that's been working really well for me, instead of sending new follower messages, is I'll go to my new followers, and for those that have Instagram stories, I literally will just comment. Like, one girl had a photo of her, or a video of her dog, and it was like this mutant tiny little dog. And I just commented like, oh my God, how big is your dog? That's the cutest thing ever. And she got back to me like, oh, her name's Delilah, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not even saying like, hey, I'm Gretchen. Are you also on a health and fitness journey? Or really just introducing myself. I'm commenting on what they're posting. Obviously, not everyone does Instagram stories. So for those people, I will send them just a general intro message, but I've been getting the best feedback from the people who do use Instagram stories and just commenting on that instead. So those are 3 things that have been working for me. Does anyone else have anything that's been working for them? Or have you tried any of those 3 things and it is or isn't working for you?
I don't really have much to share yet, but Deed and I were just talking about how you were saying the story watchers and like messaging them from their stories. And we were talking about how we want to start prioritizing following people that have active stories, because minimum they at least are on social media enough to be posting stories, and they're more active, so that if they do end up coaching or even just in a challenge group, they're going to be easier to teach, like just to be posting consistently versus someone who doesn't have any stories yet.
Mm-hmm. Mallory, you said you had a tip or 2, right?
Yes. Mine actually relates to Morning Meltdown. I have found that when I do posts advertising the free workout, they don't go over that well. People just don't take the time to reach out for it. So what I've been doing is messaging people, asking if they would be willing to help me out by trying this free workout and letting me know what they think about it. And then I just send the link with my message. Then if they try it and they get back to me, great. If not, maybe they'll do it. I think they stay up for more than a day. So that's what I'm hoping anyways. So that's what I shifted to doing tonight. And it's super easy to just send that same message with the video to a bunch of different people.
Nice. Yeah, I posted about it in my stories. And I did a poll to see if anyone, I think I said like, yes, send it to me, or I'm nervous. And that got more engagement than a post would have for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know if this is changing the topic, but for Morning Meltdown, I think what my game plan is going to be is to get as many people signed up on July 1st. And then I'm telling them we're going to do a prep month. because it actually starts on the 29th, because of the conversations I've had today. Today is the first day that I've done any inviting for Morning Meltdown. But a lot of people are saying like, oh, that sounds really intense, or because I'm saying that it's intermediate level, because that's what it says online. And I let them know that there's 2 modifiers, but so far people seems like it's too intense. So I'm hoping to get them signed up on the 1st and then get them into Fit Squad Nation for the whole month of July, and hopefully get them started with a different program as a prep workout first. What about anyone else? Is anyone at Success Club 2 or more?
Hi there. Am I unmuted? I can't tell.
Yes.
Okay. So something that's worked for me that I've changed just the past week. I noticed that on my stories only have a certain amount of followers. Like it's the same people watching my stories over and over. And that's where I was doing a lot of my, call to actions and sharing a lot of stuff on my stories versus doing actual posts. I was only doing like a post like once a week. And I realized I'm getting so many more likes and I have so many more people, like friends on both Insta and Facebook that are not watching my stories. So it was just kind of like a light bulb moment for me. Like I need to be posting something that other people can see that are not on the stories. And I've had a handful of people already reach out to me. Like I probably had 5 people like message me directly and ask me about it versus me keep trying to find people. So that seemed to help. I posted something every day, like an actual post on either my Instagram or Facebook, or shared it both. And it seems to be working pretty well.
Nice. Anyone else? Mallory? Yep.
Yeah, it's a super basic tip, but it's just been proven to me this past week, is to stay consistent and keep showing up with your workouts every day on Instagram and your posts, because I've had 2 people reach out to me this week that obviously have just been watching over the years, so if I hadn't just kept going, sorry, my dog's barking. If I hadn't just kept going, they likely wouldn't have done that. And I think sometimes it gets so easy to back off of social media when we're not hitting the numbers we want or getting people enrolled because we don't feel successful. We don't feel like we're made for this, but if we keep showing up, it will eventually pay off. So basic, but it keeps coming back to that.
Yeah, along those same lines, I have had 3 friends say to me recently that they didn't realize I was still drinking Shakeology. I forgot why we were talking about it, but I had mentioned it in conversation, and each one was like, oh, I didn't know you were still drinking that. And it's because I never post it on my Instagram stories. I think because when I was at work, I'd have it middle of the day. So like I didn't have my phone on me. So I'm trying to make more of an effort, especially now that we're sharing separate things, not necessarily the whole bundle, so that if I offer Shakeology to someone, they'll be able to go to my stories and see, oh yeah, that's probably what that is. And today was the first day in probably like a year that I posted something about my shake. And I already have one person who I don't know that commented saying, what's that purple drink? And it was just like vanilla Shakeology with frozen berries. So I'm going to start doing a better job at sharing all those things and not just energizing my workouts.
Again, kind of on the same lines as that, kind of posting the same things. I can't remember where I listened to it. I've tried to listen to more of these calls recently, and one of the ones I listened to was doing like 5 things consistently on your stories. Like pick 5 things that you're going to do every day routinely. And she even commented like, that may seem boring, and like, who wants to watch the same thing every day? She's like, just try it. I'm telling you, it'll work. So sure enough, I've tried every morning to just like post. I read my Bible every morning, so I've posted it with the time, and I try to stay as close to 5:30 in the morning every morning. And I have had so many people be like, how do you get up in the morning? What devotion are you doing? Like, how do you keep going all day? Energize, like it just a great way to plug in and getting responses from that same post. And it's the same picture every morning, but it seemed to work. So it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, what's working for anyone else?
So mine isn't anything revolutionary, and I'm not proud to say this, but I haven't sent any new invites this month at all until today. And I'm at Success Club 20, only saying that to say that I've gotten there strictly from follow-ups. I've just been following up because I'm at the point where, and I feel like a lot of people are at this point where the same people are liking your posts, the same people are watching your stories, the same people are doing all these things, right? And so I'm just like, well, they're all getting a message from me. And so, and I've been doing that for a little bit. And I was not as much working from a list last month. I was just like opening up my likes on a certain post and saying, no matter who it is, they're all getting a message from me. So a lot of them were just connection messages, but now since they're still liking my stuff, I'm going in and I'm just saying a follow-up. And I've shared so many follow-up scripts, but it's just like, hey, I know that you were interested in this, but it wasn't a good time. Are you interested now? Or, hey, I know that you're loving CrossFit. I've totally switched up my wellness groups so that I'm meeting you where you're at. Would you want to work with me just on nutrition, energy levels, digestion, or healthy snacks? And so I sold a lot of just like a tub of Energize or something too from that. So following up is key. And then IGTV has been, I wouldn't say a game changer, but just something fun to experiment with. Everyone says that like Instagram wants you to use what they give you. So like if they give, what is the newest Instagram story feature? Quiz, I think, is the newest one. So like if you have the quiz feature, use it, because Instagram is like bumping you up in views if you use that. Or if you use IGTV, they really want people to use that. So I've been trying to play around with different topics, and I really want to do a day in the life of coaching. So where I wake up, and this wouldn't be like a live, I would have to tape it and like piece it together, but like waking up and like Ashley said, doing those 5 to 10 things every morning, talking about like being on our team call and whatnot. But so far I've only done like why I drink hot water and lemon in the morning, because that's one of my 5 things. And I get questions about that. It's so simple, but I get questions all the time about that. Or emotional eating, or like books that I just got, or if I get a package in the mail, no matter if it's Beachbody or not, I'll open it up. So little IGTVs like that. But the key I found is that you have to share it as a preview so that it looks like a post on your page. If I don't do that, it gets like 0 views. But if I do that, it says it gets like 1,000 views and like over 100 likes, which is high for me on a video.
I need to do more IGTV.
Yeah, and I think simple is better. Like I try and make mine 4 minutes or less. So like ideally I would honestly do it for 2 minutes, because I don't think people are sitting there for 4 minutes watching the same topic. So just like simple topics like how you wake up in the morning, or like what your morning routine is or something.
One, you mentioned follow-ups, and that reminded me, one follow-up that's working really well for me today. And the reason I say it's working well is because I'm getting a lot of no's, but I'd rather have no's than nothings. And these people have never responded before, but now they're saying no. I basically just said, I know you haven't been interested in the workouts I do in the past, but I wanted to check back in since we have a test group for the newest workout program starting soon, AKA the sample workout I did this morning in my IG stories. Does it look like your jam, or do you want to pass this time around? And so many people are saying, thanks for inviting, but I'll pass. And these are people who have just ghosted me. I've invited them like 5 to 8 times. So I don't know if it's just that wording of, hey, or do you want to pass? Because I've sent follow-ups before saying, like, is this your jam or no? Or like, no worries at all if you're not interested. So I don't know why this is working, but it seems to be.
Can I ask a question about the IGTV? I haven't done anything with it yet, but I do a thing on my stories every night. Like me and my family do a Graham's Family Kitchen, that's our last name, where we like come on and we like kind of like a Food Network presentation of our food and explain how we made it. And it's just fun. Like the kids do it, my husband does it, and it's just kind of what we do at night in my stories. And so I was trying to stay consistent in my stories. Is it more like it would be more beneficial to do it in IGTV or stick with the stories, like, or maybe alternating? I'm not sure. I know I've been wanting to do the IGTV. I'm just not sure which route would be better to use. If you had any advice.
I would say if it's something you do every night, keep it in your stories, but maybe once a week, like piece together your best meal, or do a video of each of the meals and then compile it. And then like every Sunday night, you post like 7 nights worth of meals or something.
Okay,
So like
that's a
this,
good idea.
yeah, IGTV, I'll just do like one video a week, especially if
Okay,
it's the same topic.
okay, awesome. Thank you.
I have something that's working. So I've been, okay, this is kind of a funny one, but I'm not taking Instagram as seriously. Now, what I mean by that is so the other day I just posted a picture of myself with like a shake at Disneyland. And instead of like writing about how like, oh, I could go to Disneyland on a random Wednesday or whatever the day of the week was, I don't even know what year it is. Instead of, you know, I would always write, oh yeah, because of coaching, I can be at Disneyland on a Monday. And it's just been the best ever being a coach, blah, blah, blah. Now, instead of writing a whole elaborate of why coaching is like the best thing ever, because they already see that, they already see you talk about it, I literally just was like, okay, how can I be funny? So I just put, I'm just here for the snacks. And like, I got so many likes on that picture, and it's all new people that don't normally like my pictures. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to start not being as serious on my posts. Like, be funny and be yourself. And yeah, just keep it. I've been finding that simplicity is so key today. Like in these days, like just throw some simple caption on there and have fun with it.
I love that because I'm thinking like people are going to be jealous anyways. They know it's a Wednesday afternoon and you're posting it, They're going to be like, I wish I could go to Disney on a Wednesday afternoon. They're going to think that anyways, probably.
Yeah, and I've noticed that too. I get way more engagement when it's not like this super long post. Like I think I was like recently at a wedding and just posted it. Tons of new people like my stuff, and now I have more people to reach out to.
I always try to think of it in like the perspective of myself. Like, to be completely honest, most like you probably think you're a little bit more amazing than people think you are. So like when you're like going through Instagram, how many of you actually sit there and like read the long posts that people write? I mean, sometimes the first few lines will like snag you in and you're nice and cozy and you go down the ride. But most of the time, you're not going to sit there and read people's long posts unless there's some type of connection you may have with the post. So yeah, tell a story every now and again, share your story. But I would say for me, I've seen personal success keeping it short, simple, making people laugh, and just not trying to sound like somebody else. Just literally be yourself.
Which, Chelsea, I wanted to ask you, I saw that post and you were at the top of the Disney site and another site with that post. So how did you get that high on Instagram? What did you use for hashtags?
I actually did not even know that, and I don't even think I hashtagged that picture.
Okay, because I was on the top of the Disney site and I saw you twice. I was like, really?
That's so funny. Wow, that's really cool. I'll have to tell Justin that. That's really funny.
Yeah.
I always go back later and hashtag. I don't know why.
Well, and I kind of feel like when you do post like your shake one where it's just so like simple and not talking about you being a coach or like you eating healthy or anything like that, I feel like people that see your feed regularly kind of see that already. So when you don't talk about subjects like that, I feel like you're more approachable too, because then they don't feel like you're just going to be like, hey, so I saw you like my recent workout post sort of thing,
I think like along with the lines of what you're saying, Alex, is like it's so important to have a healthy mix. Like people need to see you as a person, not just your and this is another thing. I don't know if any of you guys on here have a separate Instagram account than your personal one, but I've been coaching for 3.5 years, and I would highly suggest not to have a separate Instagram account, because you should be able to show people that you're a person and you do other things with your kids or your dogs or whatever you do all in one thing. If people are just following you for your fitness, that's just kind of boring sometimes, Like, yeah, there's fitness Instagrams that we do follow, but you want people to sign up with you for who you are as a person and like your other qualities, and show them that you're more than just beach body workouts, because that's boring. There's so many other people out there that are coaches, that you want to stand out amongst them. So put it all together and just have that Instagram account, and don't be insecure about it. You're a lot more interesting than you think you are.
I've had so many people tell me that they follow a lot of Beachbody coaches, but I'm their favorite because I post photos of Finn and I share him in my stories. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with that.
Also, for the new coaches who might be a little skeptical of like putting your personal workout stuff on your personal Instagram, because that was one of my major fears when I first started. The people who follow you are going to be way more supportive than you actually think. They're going to like send you messages in the background like, I love what you're doing. What are you doing? And they want to get involved. So if you put it in your personal account, they're going to not think you're salesy. They're going to think you're like a legit person.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Faith, because I literally had people from high school that used to bully me for my weight reach out to me and be super supportive. So, like, you would think those type of people wouldn't be supportive because obviously they were assholes at one point, but, like, they totally are. Like, people are supportive of anyone on a health and fitness journey because you're bettering yourself.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions related to Morning Meltdown or anything else from these What's Working tips?
I do. Question for you guys. For Morning Meltdown, are you guys just, I've always been someone to use the post that Beachbody creates, but then tweak it. Are you guys doing a separate group from your virtual gym, or are you just posting in your virtual gyms? Because when I did the Transform 20 launch, I literally did a separate VIP like try it out group from my virtual gym, and I found that it left a lot of people less discouraged because if they didn't have access to it, they were kind of confused. So I kind of just wanted to pick everybody's brains. It kind of sounds weird. I wanted to pick everybody's heads about what their strategy is going into that.
I think at the group that I'm in, we've always just had the one big group, the virtual wellness group that we do. And so I think it actually encourages other members to join in when things launch. If there's a group of 5 or 6 of us working through this 100 days, then somebody else like, oh, I really want to try that, or they'll jump in like a week later. I had that happen with Transform 20. They just kind of want to see what it's like, see what our workouts look like before they really commit to it, but then they do. And so I don't know, we do it all in one big group. I've never done it separate, and it seems to work well for us. So
we haven't really decided or talked about what we're going to do yet, but when we did a separate one for Transform 20, I just felt like overwhelmed with posting in both groups because I'd have to come up with a post, like different posts. I tried to keep them the same, but it didn't work. And yeah, I think that keeping it in one group is the way to go.
I agree, and I think we kind of talked about this, but like, I think we're keeping it in Fit Squad Nation, our virtual gym. But I don't think that we would necessarily use the challenge group guides. I think maybe it'll be like, MM100 peeps, like comment below on this. Everyone else, post your sweaty selfie. So it's kind of like everyone. But I agree with Ashley. I'm hoping that for the people who are waiting until October, they're gonna be like, wait, I want it now. Like all these girls are getting great results, or they're having so much fun. But like more inclusive, not just like only Morning Meltdown posts. Colley's keeping it in her big group.
I have another question. But like, I was looking at some of the things that were posted earlier. So to get Morning Meltdown 100, that's a challenge pack, or do
Alex, you're cutting out. I don't think that she.
I'm just home connecting to Wi-Fi. That's why.
Oh, okay. But I think I know the answer to your question. There's so for coaches, there's accessory bundles in which you can get either the digital access or you can get which is like, I don't know, I think digital access is like $39.99 or something. And then there is the accessory bundles, which is, I believe, $69.99. Don't quote me on that, but I think most people are getting the accessory bundle as coaches because it comes with the tracking guide, which you totally should have for this program from what I've heard. But I guess we'll hear more from Nicole tomorrow.
And just so you guys know, I'm actually I usually get my Shakeology shipped on the 2nd. I'm gonna cancel my Shakeology and get a completion pack because with the whole volume changes, everyone benefits more if you're able to, the accessory bundle for sure, it comes with like the B100 journal and everything, but we all earn more basically if we can get a challenge pack or completion pack. So if you're already getting Shakeology each month, I'm recommending cancel that and it's going to be even a bigger bang for your buck because it's on sale next month. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but it's obviously going to be like $20 off next month. So I think the completion pack is $130 and my shakes are like $100 anyway. So for $30 more, I'm getting everything else. So I do have images though of everything that's included in all the different options. So I'll post that somewhere and it'll get sent around. But the accessory bundle, talking to strategy a little bit, the accessory bundle has more TV assigned to it for new people. So for my team, I'm saying let's get the bundles. And for new people, I'm saying let's get Beachbody On Demand plus the accessory bundle instead of a challenge pack. Now, if they do need Performance Line or Shakeology, I'll definitely recommend a challenge pack. But if it's not up their alley, then I'm not pushing it. I'm just like, cool, let's get BOD, add in the accessories, and that will actually benefit you guys more than like a completion pack or a challenge pack.
Okay, so with that, I have a question. So if they don't have anything, never had a Beachbody On Demand, would it benefit them to go ahead and sign up now, get like the 2 free weeks if they do the 3-month trial? Just sign them up with Beachbody On Demand now and then have them buy an accessory bundle on the 16th, because I have a few people who are not involved at all, and I was just thinking price-wise for them, would it make more sense to do that, or do I have them wait till the 16th and buy it as a bundle? If they don't want Shakeology, they just want the workouts.
So then what bundle would they get? Do you mean like the accessory bundle?
I guess, yeah, the accessory bundle. Like, would I send them like the Beachbody On Demand? Do I get them started now so that they could buy the accessory bundle on the 16th? I guess that was my question.
I would. I'd say like run with the excitement. The longer you wait between when they're excited to start and when they actually start, that's where you lose people. So I'd say if they're excited now, let's get them in. Even quarterly BOD, 2 weeks for free, then $39. And then, yeah, on the 16th, get the accessory bundle.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah. No problem. Oh, I have one last thing, and then we can end or keep going if you guys want. One thing that's been working really well for me is add-ons. So, like, I've been getting a lot of people signed up with, like, the quarterly BOD, and then I will add on some or anything, and then I'll always add something else on. So the other day I got someone signed up. She just wanted Shakeology, but I threw in Beach Bars. And then another person wanted the year of BOD, and I threw in Energize. So I choose the add-on based on what they tell me, like, if they need energy or they want healthy snacks or whatever. And then I say, FYI, I added in Beach Bars because they're so amazing and they're super healthy and high protein and keep me full and I really love them and my husband eats them like candy. Feel free to remove them, but obviously I love them, so check them out. And usually they end up signing up with it. Not always, but it's kind of fun to like see if they actually take your recommendation.
Question.
That's so smart. I wasn't thinking of like how to like get people to add stuff on besides like just by adding it to the cart and being like, well, you can remove it if you want. Like I never thought of that.
Yeah, like my Fit Squad Nation did a cleanse. We all did it last week starting on Monday. So anyone who had signed up between June 1st through like whatever, like the 15th, I think, I added it in and I was like, I added this in, just take a peek, because our whole squad is doing it on Monday, and I'd say 90% of the people actually got it.
I have a question. Well, okay. So, what would you guys say to, so there's a couple of my coaches on here, and I know that they have like Success Club 2, Success Club 4, and I've noticed that the same thing happens every month where certain coaches get to a certain point and then they kind of just feel like, I can't go all the way. What would you say to the coaches who have about a week left and they're like right there?
I've literally signed up 5 people in one day before from follow-ups, and it was like the last day of the month. So timing is everything. So just keep going. I mean, you never know when it's going to be the right day. Obviously, you might not get 5 in one day, but the last day of the month or 2 days before the last day could be the right time for whoever you're talking to. So you never know. Keep going.
My tip would be to set your intention and mindset on that. Like, trust and believe, as Shanti would say, that people will sign up with you. Like, they will, like knowing that and like going into the last week of the month being like, this is going to happen. If you feel like it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. But even if you have to fake it, Gretchen actually taught me once, was it you? I think you said that. She said lots of people are ready and willing to invest in themselves and work with me as their Beachbody coach right now. Some affirmation like that. And she would say it out loud, and I started doing that too. And I would say it out loud at least 3 times a day, and it was the best month I've ever had, just because I feel like my mindset and intentions and actions were all in line. And is that what it was, Gret? Something like that?
Yeah, it was something like everyone there are millions of people who are ready to commit with me for their fitness journey today. And just like knowing that, like, you're going to be that person who invites people because you know that they're out there, and you're going to keep inviting because you believe that they actually will sign up. So I think it was something like that.
I was just going to chime in with the mindset too. I mean, if you're doing the same activities, whether it's the 16th or the 30th, the only thing that's different is what's going on in your head. And and it's the 30th and you're freaking out and can't do it and then just giving up.
What? So I don't really know how to ask this question, so I'm going to try to the best of my ability, but I am one of Chelsea's coaches that have that issue. I will say it loud and clear. And I think one thing that like gets in my way mentally is when I go on to Instagram and I'm like expanding my network or connecting or whatever, inviting, I get overwhelmed sometimes by seeing like, oh, that person's an influencer. Oh, that person's an influencer. Oh, that person's an influencer. How do you guys mentally block that out? Being like, well, I don't care if 15 other Beachbody coaches talk to them. I'm talking to them. Like, how do you, like, I don't know if that makes sense to any of you guys.
Do you follow the influencers?
If I do see them, I usually go and unfollow them. Like, if I did end up following them, sort of thing.
Yeah, I would say definitely
like,
follow.
I just feel like Instagram and Facebook is becoming more and more influencers instead of regular people. So, like, how do you guys get over that?
For me, I started coaching last year, and I literally had no idea that this existed. And I know a lot of people are like, I watched my coach for years before I signed up, and I signed up the 3rd day after I found Sam. And so I always think of that. I'm like, I know there are people out there that don't know that this exists. And also, if you had, this isn't my idea, but I love this so much when I heard it. If you had 100 solo cups and you knew that your 5 rock stars were under those 5 solo cups, would you give up flipping them over, or would you flip them over until you find your 5 rock stars? And it's like, they're out there. You have to just keep believing and keep going.
That's a good way to look at it. like just like to have that thought in your head so you don't necessarily like get discouraged and stuff. So thank you.
I have a question. How do you guys prevent social media burnout? Like, I feel like I'm on Instagram all the time. I'm on Facebook all the time, and I'm sending all these messages, and it's like, sometimes it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to open my Instagram app because it feels like the only time I'm on it is when I'm working, which kind of takes away from wanting to be on these things in the first place. So how have you guys found, like, how have you balanced that?
Do you work full-time or?
So I work full-time at my other job. I work in a clinic. So this is my part-time kind of thing. And whenever I'm on social media, I'm like posting workouts, I'm posting this, I'm posting that. And I feel like at some point, if you're working full-time and doing this, you get like tired.
What I would say, based on my experience, and you might already be doing this, but be extremely intentional. Maybe you're posting too much, and maybe you don't have to do all the tasks in one day. So like, at least for me, when I had 3 jobs, I knew exactly when I was going to be on Instagram stories, and I had my post created, and that was it. So I never really felt like I was getting burnt out, but I was not on my phone all day. Are you a nurse?
I'm a physician assistant.
Okay, so you're not on your phone at work then, right?
Sometimes.
Okay, I couldn't be at work because I was with patients all day. But like, so that would be my tip, is just be extremely intentional and only be on your phone during that time.
I like that. Thank you.
Also,
I can.
you want? I don't know who said something. Go ahead.
It was me. You can go ahead.
Oh, good.
I can relate to what you're saying, but I think too with Gretchen, it's because when I open up Instagram, I'm not opening it with a specific task in mind. I'm opening it up to work, but yet like my work was looking like just scrolling. So it felt like I was on there all the time. It's like if I open it now, I have to say like, okay, I'm going on here to do this and focus just on that. And then maybe there's other times where I'm going on there just to scroll for my own enjoyment and like to just clear my brain because it's mindless. But like Gretchen said, going on with a specific task when you open it, and maybe setting like a timer too for like 10 minutes, I'm going to do only this, and then shutting it down. Because it can get, you can get sucked into it easily and not getting much out of it, if you know what I'm saying.
This is totally a plug, but I kid you not, for Beachbody, like it's really, I mean, it's easy to get sucked in like burnt out. It is, like, totally honest. It gets exhausting and biting and following up sometimes. And I think that for me personally, what's really just changed this whole business for me is going to Summit. Like, Summit is our annual business meeting every year. And then you like, when you meet up with everybody, it's like, oh my gosh, like there's other crazy people that actually do what I do all day, and they are up at night and choosing to send invites instead of their shows. And there's people who are struggling with, this girl that just won't sign up, and as many times as you send the freaking link, she still won't do the freaking share card. Like, you realize that you're an actual person and that there's people out there that can relate to you in your craziness. You think you're sitting there crazy and alone. You're not. And it's just like, it reignites your soul. So I think for everybody here, really make it a point to, sign those 3 people up and get on a trip. Like, for Summit, it reignites your soul and makes you so on fire for this business. I can't wait to be there in a few weeks. And just for the Success Club trips as well, get on those trips because it's so much fun. And you're just like, this is why I do what I do. So that's what I have to say about plugs for the trips.
Yeah, these calls are awesome for community stuff, but trips, Summit, like all of that stuff, our Diamond Retreat, all of it, that's like what lights my fire. And that's where I actually grew my vision, because when I first started coaching, I was just hoping to earn actually $150. I don't know why, but $150 each month to put towards student loans. And it was the trips that made me think like, whoa, I could do more than that and quit my full-time job and host my own retreat and all of that stuff. So it's definitely a game changer to get more involved in our community. Oh yeah, and tickets go on sale for Summit the first night of Summit, I think. So get ready to purchase yours.
Also, I just want to say, because I feel like other people may, if you haven't already experienced this, then you may experience it. So I'm 1-star qualifying right now. However, there was the point where I was diamond for a while. And I was only diamond with my other sister, who's now no longer a coach, and then a good friend who is also now no longer a coach. But when one of them quit, I dropped to Emerald. And I remember thinking to myself, if she quits, I'm down to Emerald, I'm just going to quit. And I had been in the business already for a year or longer. And I've had that thought a couple of times, a handful of times throughout coaching. I've been coaching now for 3.5 years. So I just want to say that out loud, because I feel like that's a common thought, like, oh, am I even made out for this? Even if you've been doing it for 2 months, a year, 5 years, whatever. But just, keeping your vision and your why in the forefront will always bring you back to if this is a good fit for you or not. But you're not alone if you are thinking like, oh, I'm just going to quit next month. But keep your vision up front so that you are able to continue.
So I am brand new to coaching. Hi guys. I've only been here for about 2 weeks. I signed under Chelsea, and I can definitely relate as far as like, not getting any bites. Like I don't have anyone signed up right or left leg, including family. No one's really wanted to sign up, that's fine. That's their own prerogative. I'm still following up with people, and I'm still posting continuously every day, doing workouts, doing posts on Facebook and IG. More IG though, just because I find that a little bit more interactive than Facebook lately. But definitely I think what's helped me since I started coaching, and even just before Chelsea invited me to coach, was the whole personal development aspect of it. And I still do that every single morning when I wake up. Like I have my phone charging next to me all night, like most of you probably do too. And I have headphones next to me, so the moment my alarm goes off, because I have it set for like 7:15 in the morning every morning, just a random time, but I don't want to waste my day. So I have that set so I can spend an hour straight in the morning first thing to listen to personal development, because it helps get my day started as far as like being in that positive mindset, just because otherwise I get into that funk of like, okay, I gotta get through my day and go and do this and go and do that, and I have a 3-year-old to run around and take care of and things like that. But the personal development has actually kept me in that positive mindset of, even though I haven't signed up anybody yet, even though I'm getting people to say, Amber, what have you done to like lose this weight? What have you been doing? What have you been taking? What workouts have you been doing? Even getting that curiosity going has made me happy, and to see people even getting to that point of asking me and wanting my advice is uplifting. So I feel like even though I'm getting like all of these no's still, or oh well maybe later, ask me later, at least I'm getting some type of follow-ups. So even though I haven't signed up like 10 people already and I just started coaching, I feel like it's still important to remember that like it's not about getting all these yeses right away. It's about the journey, and it's about always staying positive, because I know we're all going to have those down days, but if you don't stay positive, then how are we to be successful in this business? And how are we going to attract those positive people into our coaching business? Because we want to attract those positive and awesome people into our tribe at the end of the day. So that's all I had to say.
So on that note, what's your favorite personal development book?
Right now I'm almost done with Rachel Hollis's book that also Chelsea told me to read. I'm doing it on Audible because reading actually, like, I need new glasses, so reading strains my eyes right now. So I'm doing Audible, and it's The Girl Wash Your Face. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to be purchasing Girl Stop Apologizing, because I follow her on IG as well. And so she's constantly posting about it, and I follow and I read her like quotes out of her book. So just seeing those quotes on there, I'm like, I cannot wait to purchase, but I want to finish this book first before I start that one. So I think I have like 3 more chapters left, and then I'm going to go and buy that next book. So I know I want to go to Summit this year. I wish I could go, but next year I'm going. I made it already like a thing. It's happening. Next year I'm going to Summit.
Awesome. All right, guys. Any last questions, tips, anything?
For all you newbies, you will sign somebody up. Just keep posting and keep doing all the things. Just hang in there. I believe in all of you, even if you're not my coach. You guys can do this.
It really is. It's just consistency. Like all the tips that we share, I was writing them all down. It's like follow up, invite, stay positive, post consistently. It's like so flipping easy. It's just doing it and making sure you're doing it in the right mindset every single day. And unplug too. I can't remember who it was now. I think Faith, maybe it was you, of like the social media. It's like, take a break, you guys. Like use weekends for sure, especially if you're working full time. But if you're going to put in like 2 to 3 hours on your Beachbody business on the weekends, take Monday completely off of coaching, like maybe sharing your stories, but like, don't worry about your inbox right then. I would take 2 days off a week. I do the weekends just because I coach full time, but don't be afraid to not send a message 1 day or 2 days out of the week, because we have to stay sane. And you're right. Like follow Instagram for fun and like go down the rabbit hole and whatnot. But yeah, unplugging is good for the soul. Grant, any last tips from you?
I don't think so. I'm going to use everyone else's tips too.
Awesome. You've got it, guys. We do have a Power Hour Wednesday. So I was going to say if you're not at Success Club, but no matter where you're at, hop on Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see you all then. Thank you, Gretchen, for hosting, and to everyone else for hopping on.
Do we want to do a boomerang?
Yes. I always forget. Okay. Grant, count us down when you're ready.
Okay. Not ready. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Awesome. Thanks again, guys. I'll post the recording tomorrow morning. Have a good night.